Hey guys, it's Jen here from Nails by Jen. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review slash, I guess, tutorial, because Makartt reached out to me and asked me if I would be willing to review one of their items. And so they actually sent me the Purple Nail Extension Gel Kit. Now this is an acrygel, which I'm really excited about because I have been wanting to try an acrygel for a long time, particularly on myself, because as you guys know, I really hate doing my nails. For a long time, for a little while anyways, I was doing press-ons and I liked doing those, but then I missed doing acrylic, so I went back to acrylic and now I'm kind of overdoing acrylic. So I'm thinking that doing the acrygel might be a little bit easier for me to do on my non-dominant hand, or with my non-dominant hand on my right hand. So I'm going to do that for you guys today. So if this is something you're interested in, stick around, keep watching. As always, don't forget to click that like and subscribe for me. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below, and let's get started. Alright guys, so I have removed my nails. My right hand, excuse me, is looking pretty rough because I let them go, oh my gosh, I don't even know how long, 5 weeks, 6 weeks it might have been, and I banged a couple of them. So they're not looking so snazzy, but let's open up this kit. I'm just gonna pop this back here and see what's all in here. So this is a little note. We are so excited for you to try our Purple Polygel Kit. We are happy you are trying it out. Enjoy. All right, so it looks like there's a little nail file, 100, 180 grit, and then 4 different colored extension gels. So it looks like maybe, I don't know if this is a white, possibly, and then like a lighter purple, a medium purple, and a dark purple. And then it looks like this is the slip solution, I'm assuming. Yes, the nail surface cleanser. So I'm assuming this is what you also use on the brush. Now I don't know if there's a brush in here. If not, I will have to try to find something. Oh, there is something underneath here. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Oh, these are also dual forms. Now I'm not going to be doing the dual forms, but I know that's what these are. Oh, it says right on there, nail dual forms. There you go. And then also just a little pamphlet that shows you how to apply the product. So I'm just going to read through this really quickly. How to apply nail extension gel correctly. Prep the nails, apply base coat, then cure. So the base coat is here. And then pick up some nail extension gel, put on the dual form, which I'm not going to be doing. So I am going to go over here because I'm going to be doing it on a nail form. So apply a nail form, apply gel base and cure, squeeze some nail gel onto the nail form, form and shape it according to the length and thickness of the extension you want. Cure for 1 to 2 minutes in a LED lamp. File and shape, apply top coat, cure, and you are finished. And then, I don't know, for removal, it says remove with nail drill, remove with nail file. How long do they usually last? Now, it doesn't say that they would soak off, but I'm going to assume that they would soak off because acrylic does, but I usually don't do a soak off on myself anyways, so that doesn't really matter. All right, so I'm gonna get some forms. I'm gonna look for a brush because it does not look like I got one in the kit. I'm gonna look for a little palette knife, which I know where I have one, and we will get started on this. Well, look at this, you guys. The brush was underneath the nail file, so when I went to take it out, it was right there. Perfect. And it's cute. Everything is purple, so I am going to assume that they have different colored kits, maybe blue, maybe pink. So originally when I spoke to them, I had actually requested the French, I think it's called the French collection, because you guys know I never do color on my nails, and I knew I was going to try it on myself. And then, unfortunately, this was, well, not unfortunately, but this was what I received. So I did just message them back to make sure that that was correct and I didn't maybe get somebody else's order. And they did say that the intention was to send me the purple kit. I would have preferred to have the French one just so that I can try it out on myself and you know, I would prefer to wear those, but I am going to definitely give this a try. See how long I can handle wearing the purple on myself. And yeah, so I'm just going to get some paper towel and get set up. All right, so I've got my little dapping dish for my cleansing solution. And the forms that I have really been liking are from Canada Nail Supplies, and they're these like really pretty holographic. They fit really well. They are super sticky, but not like so sticky that they leave a residue. So I highly recommend these ones, you guys. Now I'm going to grab my little scissors in case I have to cut out to fit on my nail. So I'm going to pour some of this solution in here, and I'm going to use this to cleanse the nail as well. So let me get that in there. And it's also cute that it's tinted purple. I'm assuming that every kit that they have would possibly have a tinted solution. So I usually use a brush, but you can use just a wipe. But I like to use a brush and really get in there and scrub the nail plate and get it really, really, really clean. So I'm just going to work on my left hand first. And then I will probably do my other hand off camera, because honestly, it's just way too hard to do it as it is, let alone trying to make sure that I'm in frame and all of that. But I will do this one for you guys on camera. So I would love to know in the comment section if you guys have used polygel, or if you do use polygel on a regular, and if it's your favorite. So yeah, I would love to know. Oof, get this base gel open. So I also want to make sure that my nail brush, I get all of the glue out of it. So I'm just going to flick it. And generally we're not supposed to do this with our fingers because it puts oils into the brush. But my fingers are dry AF right now because I have doused them in some alcohol earlier, hand sanitizer. And as you can see, they're pretty dry, so I'm not really worried about that. So there we go, I've got all the glue out. It's a cute little double-ended brush. So it says to apply a thin layer of the base. I believe it was a thin layer. Let me just go ahead and grab that pamphlet again, just to make sure. What does it say? It just says apply base gel. It does not say whether or not it should be super thin or not. So I'm just going to do my thumb first because it's sort of the most awkward angle. So I'm not going to do it thick because I'm going to assume that you shouldn't do it thick. And I'm used to putting on primer first, right? When you do acrylic, I have my Young Nails Protein Bond. So this is also very different, not applying any primer before applying the base gel. I'm curious how well these are going to last without primer. Now you can also see on my nail, I still have a little bit of my Cover Peachy color right in the center here, but that's really not going to matter. It's not going to alter the product as far as I am concerned. I'm really more concerned about the outer edge, right? Because that's where I want the new product to be stuck to. Now I can see that I've got a little bit of product right here, so I'm just going to go in with my brush and clean that off because I don't want to muck it up at all. And does it say how long to cure this? Again, let me double check. It does not. Does it say on the bottle? Curing by UV LED lamp? Nope, does not say. So I'm just gonna do, oh geez, I'm gonna do a full minute in the lamp. All right, so I have that cured for 1 minute now. I've got 4 colors here. And oh, they have little seals on them. And pop them open. Like I said, I'm assuming that this one is white, but I could, oh no, that one looks clear. Okay, so that one is clear. Number, what is that? 851 is clear. And then I've got this lightest purple one. Oh yeah, it's fairly light. Okay. I'm just trying to open them all up here so that I can see how I want to apply them to my nails because there's only 4 colors, well, 3 colors and 1 clear. Okay, a little bit darker of a purple. And then this one, it looks like the darkest purple. Yeah, Okay. Ooh, this one looks maybe like it's kind of see-through, like a jelly gel, a jelly nail, or jelly nails. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I will do the clear on my thumb and my ring finger, and then I'll do some type of a little design or something. And then I will do the purples on the other ones. So let me grab a form and see if I can get it to sit. Now you guys can see I left a little ledge on my nails. I find sometimes that really helps actually with forms. It depends on the nail shape of the client, but I do find that sometimes having a ledge helps, and then other times you need to cut it right off. So I'm just going to pop this open and slide it under and see how well it fits. I am going to cut out the hyponychium area a little bit just so I can get it to go back just a little bit further. And slide her on. All right, good. So it goes quite far up into the sidewall. I want to check, you know, make sure it's straight and all that jazz. Pop out the tab underneath and get her pinched down. And like I said, these forms are really, really nice. Now I usually do a very short almond on myself, so that's probably what I'm going to work with. I don't do super pointy or anything like that. All right, so I've got my slip solution, and you know, I'm doing a thumbnail, so I'm going to need quite a bit. I just want to see how hard it is to squeeze out of the tube. It's not too bad. And I know some people will just go directly onto the nail as well, but I'm thinking what I might do, and I don't know if you have to do like a thin layer first and build it up, but I'm just going to grab a good blob like that, and I'm going to place that right onto the nail. Just kind of scrape it off. Okay, relatively easy so far. I'm just going to close that up for now. So now I'm going to get my slip solution onto my brush, and ideally I think I'm going to wipe that off of the end, because knowing me, I will touch it with my hand and I'll get it all over my hand. So the one thing I will say right now is that stuff has not moved. So I've seen videos where they will literally apply the beads to all 5 fingers, or at least the 4, and then they'll go back to the first one and shape it, and then the next one and shape it, and so on, and then get them all in the light. I definitely think you could do that with this stuff because it is not moving whatsoever. So now I know people have said you don't want to put too much slip solution because you don't want it to get super wet or anything, but you don't want it to be sticking to the brush either. So I wet it, but I also kind of removed a little bit of that liquid, if that makes sense. And I'm just pushing it up into that proximal nail fold area and molding it around. I do like the idea of having some playtime. Now the one thing I will say is I kind of, as I'm doing this, and maybe again it's just going to take some time to get used to, I do wish that the brush was a little bit longer. I feel like as I'm pushing it down, it's hitting the ferrule of the brush. I think that's what it's called, the ferrule, the metal part, and I'm getting like kind of little indents there from the brush, and plus I'm used to using a big long acrylic brush, right? So very different. And I think that I remembered reading one time too, somebody said if you use too much of the slip solution, it can cause lifting. So hopefully that does not happen in this situation. I don't see any bubbles or anything, which is really good. You know, the worst thing is when you're doing like a crystal clear nail and then you get bubbles. Now I will say it's definitely taking me longer to apply than it would have like my normal acrylic. But I'm also, this is the first time I've ever applied it. So that could be part of it as well. Yeah, it is sticky. It's quite sticky. Like it gets stuck to the brush if it's not wet for sure. Yeah, I just wish that the brush was longer, like more of an acrylic brush, because I find like I'm having a hard time not hitting the barrel or the ferrule or whatever it's called of the brush. And then I'm getting like these kind of weird little indents instead of it being really nice and smooth. But it is fun to play with. It's definitely easy to mold, and I do quite like the clarity of it. It's really nice. There's maybe a couple of little tiny bubbles here and there, but we'll see once it cures. Now I would say my apex is definitely not. So see, at this point I would take my acrylic brush and I would use the body of the brush to thin out the tip area here and push that acrylic back. But I can't really do that with this because I'm hitting it with the metal part. So maybe I just have to kind of flip it backwards instead, like this, and pull it back like this. So see, I've kind of pulled, I don't know if it'll focus, but I've kind of pulled that product back from the tip, and I'm just trying to kind of guide it back where I want the apex to be. So definitely, you know, a lot more time consuming so far. I don't know for me if this would be something, unless I could really get the time down pat, that I would want to use for clients, because taking this much time to mold one nail, I mean, I would have been done my thumb with acrylic already. Okay, so that's not too bad. Again, I think that tip just needs to be, you know, I don't want to have to file a whole bunch, right? So ideally, if I could get the shape really nice before curing it and then have minimal filing, right? That's ideal. It's very like soft, and it's very pliable, so that's nice. I haven't had any product run or seep into my proximal, like under my proximal nail fold, or touching the skin or anything. I'm just taking my brush just along, just in case. I just can't see it, but I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. I still, you know, have that little bit of a barrier there. All right, so I'm going to get that into the light to cure. I'm going to do it for, it says 1 to 2 minutes in an LED lamp. So I'm just going to do 1 minute and give it a tap test and just see how it is. All right, so the one thing I will say is it does heat up when it cures. Obviously it's a gel, but I have not felt that feeling for years because I have been doing acrylic on myself for many years now. So that was a little bit like, oh yeah, I don't like that, but I did 1 minute and it does appear a little bit of a different sound on the side. So I'm going to stick it in again just for that other minute and make sure that it is fully cured. All right, so it might have been okay with just the 1 minute. So there we go. So to me, it does look like I might have been able, it would have been nice to push this, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a bit of product here that I would have preferred to kind of push back into here a little bit, but I'm just going to leave it. You know, it's my nails. I'm not super picky, and it's very rare that I break them. Like if I bang them and they're 6 weeks grown out, that's a different story. So I'm just going to give that one a wipe, and then I'm going to move on to these ones. So I'm going to cleanse them just like I did the other one. Well, I think I already cleansed them, but I'm just going to do it again because, you know, sometimes oils can start to resettle back into the nails. I'm just going to re-cleanse them and then get that base coat on. Once again, a thin layer. All right, so for this pinky, I'm going to do the darkest purple. So again, I'm going to grab my little palette knife here And I obviously don't need quite as much of this for this nail because it is so much smaller. It does come off out of the tube very smoothly and very easily. So let me get this onto here, and then I'm going to wipe that off. And start playing with it. So I'm going to get that in the light to cure. I'm just going to do one at a time so that I make sure I can take the form off, because the forms drive me crazy if I have them on for too long. All right, so I did this one just for the 1 minute, and I think 1 minute is enough. Honestly, I'm just going to cleanse that again so that it's not sticky. So yeah, that one is definitely a jelly nail. I did not shape that very well. It looks kind of crazy. But that is just the way she gonna be. All right, so let's go into the next one, which I'm going to do the medium color of purple. Okay, again, I need a little bit of a bigger blob this time. So yeah, this one does not look transparent at all. So I'm going to cut that off. So I think one of the tough things is trying to know how much product you need, because you don't want to obviously make it so thick that you have a ton of filing to do, but you also, I feel like, don't want to have to add either. So I think, you know, you have to kind of play around and be able to really eyeball quite well how much product you need. But I do find it like very satisfying to play with, right? It's like Play-Doh. It's very satisfying to be able to just like push it and mold it in a way similarly to the way that we do acrylic, but you don't have to rush because it does not harden until you get it in the light. So I'm just trying to push that product back a little bit again to create that apex area, and then drag it out forward. And then part of me is like wondering or debating, do I really want to do the purples on my right hand as well? Or do I just want to go with clear, because I have a feeling that I will be wanting to take these off sooner than later, because I just am not a person who wears a lot of color on their nails. I just don't. Drives me crazy. Like, I get so sick of it after a few days, and then I just want it off. But I could definitely see how people would really enjoy working with it. And like, if you know, just get the knack of it and get it down pat, how, you know, molding it. Like if you're a gel tech and you struggle with how gel moves and it, you know, flows and slides and slops before you can get it in the light, this is definitely for that. And if you're an acrylic tech who struggles just with not being quick enough, again, this would be great for that. Okay, so the shape is not great, but I'm just going to get it into the light so that I can hand file and shape that baby. Well, I was going to do the ring finger clear and I forgot. So I'm going to do the middle finger clear. So really, I'll only have to change out 3 nails when I redo my nails, because yes, I think I am going to do these ones clear. And I am really debating on if I want to shorten them or do them just like a short tapered in square. I'm tempted, you guys. And let me just say, the heat spikes on it is not bad. Like, I have tried gel, you know, over the years. I mean, I haven't tried gel for many years, but back in the day. And some of them were so freaking hot, you guys. Like, I would never want to put them on a client. It's like torture. This is not that bad. It's really not that bad. All right, so that's that one. Yeah, I'm hating the color on me already. But that's just because I am not a color nail person. If I was a color nail person, I'm sure it would be totally fine and I would love it because the colors are pretty. They're not bad colors. It's not anything like that. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to do this middle one clear. I wonder if I could just put it on the nail like this. Yeah, like that works too. Well, let's start molding. Okie dokie, let me get that one off of there. Give her a little wipe down. And I wipe underneath as well because gel has that tacky layer and I don't want that under the nail either. All right, so far so good. Let's do the last one. So now my pointers, they are crooked. They do like that that comedian. She does the nail tech thing. They do like that. So, and I have noticed that over the years, even though I put vet tape on my finger every time I do clients' nails, I think it's just from the constant pressure that happens when I'm filing. I have gotten some onycholysis here. You see how my natural nail has separated slightly there, and it just grows even more crooked and grows kind of wonky there. And I do believe it's literally from the amount of filing that I do in a day. So I'm going to alter the tip of, or alter this form a little bit, well, not that much, but you can see my finger grows this way. I don't know if you can tell, my fingernail grows this way. So I'm going to put the form on going a little bit this way, and I'm going to build the product out here on this side where it's all missing off that sidewall. But, so when a client comes in and says, my nail is crooked, I always try to explain to them that yes, your nail is crooked because your finger is crooked. And it grows that way. It's not that I put the nail on crooked, it just grows that way, and eventually, you know, you can rebuild it, but it's gonna grow back that direction every time. All right, so let me plop out some of this one. This is a really nice kind of soft sort of lavender purple. I'm gonna do it that way again. Cool. And then if you squeeze the tube, you kind of suck it back in a little bit, right? Okay. So I'm just gonna grab this here off the form and sort of push it back because I need it to go back more, like so. And then I'm going to form this baby. And then obviously before you put your brush away, you just want to make sure that it is good and clean on both ends, and give that a wipe. And I did that one, oh my gosh, I did that one so short, but that's okay. So now generally I use a 100-100 grit file, but they sent a 100 and 180 grit file, so I'm just going to season my file. If you are new to the nail tech world, you must take the sharp edges off your file or you will slice through skin. So let's start with this thumb. It does file a lot softer, so that's nice. It's easier to file. And again, if you lay your products down really well, you won't have as much to file, right? Being that this is my first time using the product, I mean, I think I did pretty good, but I'm sure over time I'll get quicker and better at it. Again, the only thing is I wish that brush was just, I think the bristles, I wish they were a little bit longer. I do think that would make a difference for me, particularly because I'm so used to using an acrylic brush. All right, so that's the thumb. Let's do this wonky pointer. All right, so I'm just going to remove the dust. I'll just use a wipe here and use some of this cleansing solution, which I'm assuming is just alcohol, 99% alcohol. I'm going to guess, because I know a lot of people have said that's what they'll use when they're for their swipe solution, if or their cleansing solution, whatever you want to call it. It feels more like 70% to me. It feels more like there's some water in there. And maybe what I'll do with my right hand when I do it, which I'm going to do off camera like I said, maybe I'll just use my regular 99% alcohol and see how that works as well. So I've got these two colors here from Madame Glam. They're Dusty AF. They're from, I can't remember what the collection is called, but this one's called Monroe. This one is called the Attilia, I think. So this one's more on the, I don't know what you call that, periwinkle. This one's more on the purple. So I think I'll do the purple just because that's the kind of colors I got on my nails. So I'll do my thumb. And I'm just going to do a very thin, shimmery layer. So I buffed the purple ones and I did not buff the clear ones because I was going to be adding this gel polish, so I wanted it to have as much grip as it can to adhere. So I don't like to buff them when I'm putting on gel polish. Okay, I'm gonna get that into the light. So now I am going to do the top coat. I'm just gonna use their top coat on all of the nails. I'm going to assume that it is tack-free because most top coats these days, they are tack-free. And I always cure my forefingers separate than my thumb. All right, guys, so that is it for this video. I will give you another little close-up look at how they look. I am not a fan of the jelly nails. I think that they have their place for certain designs, but I definitely personally wouldn't wear that one. But the other two, although I'm not like a colorful girl, I actually really like this lighter one. It's pretty natural, like a light pink. It's not super dark. But yeah, I don't mind them at all. I'm just not one to wear color. Like honestly, looking at my hands in the camera is like weird to me. So I think for sure I'm gonna do the clear on this hand, and then I might just paint maybe the Madame Glam sort of little shimmery color. I'll put on all of these ones for this hand and get this hand done as well. But I do really like the product. I can totally see why people who either struggle, like I said before, if you're a gel nail tech and you struggle with the sloppiness of it and how it runs and that kind of thing, and being able to get it in the light before it kind of slops onto the skin, this is a great product for that. If you are an acrylic tech and you also struggle with time and having it cure too fast and you can't work fast enough, again, this would be a really good product for someone like that. So I'm going to try and do it on this hand. Like I said, for me, it was just something that I thought might be easier to apply onto my dominant hand with my non-dominant hand. But it did take a little bit of time to apply. Again, I know I said it a couple times in the video. I do wish that the bristles on the brush was just a little bit longer. And I don't know if that's just how all brushes are when you get an acrygel type of material or product, that all the brushes have just like those short little bristles. but I do wish it was a little bit longer. Other than that, there was no like crazy gross odors or anything like that. The top coat is nice and shiny. I'm really curious to see how the longevity of them is going to be. You know, strength wise, they feel strong. They don't feel like super flexible or anything like that. They do feel quite similar to acrylic. They were nicer to file than acrylic. I feel like when using the e-file, when you file acrylic, it kind of comes off in chunks, whereas gel files more fine like a dust. So I'm hoping when I file these that they file more like a dust, which will then go into my dust collector a lot easier rather than having chunks flying all over the room. So that's a bonus. The little bit of heat spike was not that bad. So all in all, I definitely like the product. I may purchase their French collection, or I think they have another collection that's just with pinks, like the like a cover pink or cover peach, the neutral colors. So I may purchase one of those ones to test them out. But for now, I'm just going to work with what I've got. I've got the clear. I want to give that a go on this hand. And then I probably, you guys, will put this into the giveaway box because I likely will not use the rest of it, you know, on clients. I probably won't use it on myself again. If I do want to use it again, I will purchase a different kit for myself. So just a disclaimer that, of course, I will be putting this into the giveaway box, but it will have been tested, and I will, you know, talk about that when I do the giveaway box. Anyways, so that's it for this video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please share it with someone else. And as always, have an amazing day.